Yesterday, we got to hear from newest Packers safety, or not newest, one of the newest, considering the Packers did draft a lot of safeties in the past month or so. But Xavier McKinney, free agent safety, signed here to Green Bay after playing with the Giants for a while. He spoke with the Packers media, and you should go check out the interview. It's posted on the Packers. I think it's on their site, also their YouTube channel. And you can just tell that Xavier McKinney is very grateful to be in Green Bay. Seems like a really solid guy, very positive, happy. You can tell that he already seems to be getting the respect of lots of other guys. I mean, when you're playing at that level and you get the kind of deal he got here in Green Bay as a safety, I think that already sort of shows what you've done and players respect you for your ability. But it also seems to me like he's going to be a really solid team guy, a selfless guy who's doing his best to help this team out. And so first off, one of the questions he was asked in his interview in the Packers locker room was this: have you played in a system like Jeff Hafley's defense in your career? He says, I have not. I mean, we do some things that I've done before, obviously. I've told him, man, we've had conversations like I pretty much did everything, like ran every coverage at this point throughout my career. Just being at Bama, playing in New York with different DCs, and kind of being able to do different things. So it definitely has a lot of things that I've done before, so it hasn't been that much of an adjustment because a lot of this stuff is real familiar. So it's just been fun getting back into the groove of it. So he has not been in a system quite like Jeff Hafley's, but he does state that he has a lot of experience at tons of different positions. And if you just look at his snap counts and where he's played in his 4 years in New York, I checked this out at PFF. They have basically by position where he's played on the defense. And in his 4 years, he has 188 snaps on the defensive line. Interesting. 683 snaps in the box, 1,671 snaps at free safety, 430 snaps at slot corner, and then 54 snaps at outside corner. So it's pretty interesting that he has more snaps on the defensive line than at outside corner. But a majority of his snaps were at free safety, but a lot also in the box. So he has that ability to pretty much do everything. And here's a quote or a tweet from Andy Herman yesterday. And he said this: don't just pencil in Xavier McKinney as a pure post safety. He played a lot as the box safety today with Anthony Johnson Jr. as the post. All of that will continue to evolve through the offseason, but was interesting today. So Xavier McKinney already spending some time in the box as well. And so he has that versatility, that ability. I think that's why the Packers like him, is because they can really move him all around. Gutekunst loves to find these players who can play at lots of different positions. And even one of the newest safeties, second rounder from Georgia, Javon Bullard, played a ton of slot in college. And so he can play slot as well as safety. And then here's what else Xavier McKinney had to say. This is the best group that I've been a part of since I've been in the league. So Xavier McKinney seems to enjoy the secondary the Packers have here, and we saw some clips yesterday of him and Jair working together. And so I think they're going to be a great pairing back there in the Packers secondary, two very talented players. And then here finally from Matt Schneidman, Xavier McKinney said today he watches practice film as soon as practice ends so he can relay what he sees to other DBs and they can get ahead of post-practice meetings. I think that's big. You got to be your biggest critic first and foremost. That's how I approach it. And that was a quote from Xavier McKinney. So not only is he a very talented player, but he seems like a solid leader, a guy who is, doing his best to teach and help all these other players. And just to see, his willingness to watch that practice film right when practice ends so they can get ahead of the meetings. I mean, that sort of shows the kind of guy he is, the kind of player he is. And I think we all knew that he was a talented player with the deal he got and his stats over the years in New York. His ability to tackle has a very low amount of missed tackles. But now we're starting to see, I guess, the person he is. And the Packers are always focused on bringing in players that they think can fit in Green Bay. And, it's a little bit of a different situation than lots of other big cities. For example, New York, where Xavier McKinney was previously. And so I think that they typically won't bring in players who they don't think will fit the culture. And Xavier McKinney seems to be a perfect culture fit here in Green Bay. But if you want more Packers news, make sure you turn on the post notifications down below. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.